Let's be honest. The Song of Solomon is a strange book to find in the Bible. It sits there right between Ecclesiastes and Isaiah, and it feels completely out of place. There are no laws, no prophecies about the end times, no long histories of kings and battles. God is not mentioned by name, not even once. Instead, we get poetry. Passionate, intense, and very physical love poetry between a man and a woman. You might have read it and felt a little uncomfortable or confused, or maybe you just skipped it. For centuries, people have wondered what to do with this book. Is it just about sex? Is it some kind of hidden code about God and Israel? Is it about Christ and the church? The answer, I think, is simpler and more profound than we often make it. The Song of Solomon teaches us about love. Real, human love. And in doing so, it gives us a small glimpse into the heart of God himself. To really understand it, we have to start on the ground floor. Before we jump to metaphors and allegories, we have to accept the book for what it is. It's a collection of songs celebrating the love between a man, the beloved, and a woman, the Shulamite. Their love is not a sterile, abstract concept. It is deeply physical, intensely emotional, and fiercely committed. First, the book shows us that physical attraction is good. It's a God-given part of love. In our world, we tend to swing between two extremes. One side worships the body, making physical appearance everything. The other side, sometimes found in religious circles, is suspicious of the body, treating it as something shameful or merely a container for the soul. The Song of Solomon rejects both of these ideas. It presents the human body as something beautiful, worthy of praise and celebration. Listen to how they talk to each other. He says, "How beautiful you are, my darling. Oh, how beautiful. Your eyes are doves." She says, "Like an apple tree among the trees of the forest is my beloved among the young men." They don't hold back. They describe each other in vivid poetic detail. He praises her hair, her teeth, her lips, her neck. She praises his strength, his form, his voice. This isn't crude or degrading. It's artful and full of admiration. They see the divine craftsmanship in the person they love. This is a powerful lesson for us. In a healthy love, there is a genuine delight in the physical presence of the other person. It's okay to find your spouse beautiful. It's good to tell him so. God designed us as physical beings. He gave us senses to experience the world and each other. The Song of Solomon invites us to see this as a gift, not a problem to be managed. It sanctifies physical attraction, placing it within the context of a loving, committed relationship. But their love is far from being just physical. The emotional connection between them is the engine that drives the whole book. The woman repeatedly calls the man the one my soul loves. This is not a casual fling. This is a deep soul-level bond. We feel her longing when they are apart. There are several passages where she is searching for him in the city at night, a desperate, anxious search. She asks the watchman, "Have you seen the one my soul loves?" Her whole being is oriented around him. This teaches us that true love involves the whole person. It's a connection of hearts and minds, not just bodies. They share an inner world. They dream of each other. They miss each other with an ache that is almost painful. Their love is a source of joy, but also vulnerability. To love someone this deeply is to give them a great deal of power over your own happiness. The song doesn't shy away from this. It shows love in its fullness, with both the ecstasy of union and the agony of separation. Their relationship is also deeply exclusive and committed. A recurring line is, "My beloved is mine, and I am his." This is the language of covenant. It's a declaration of mutual possession and belonging. In a world of endless options and casual connections, this idea is radical. Their love is not a temporary arrangement. It's a walled garden, a locked spring. So it's a space of safety and trust that is reserved for them alone. This exclusivity is what makes the freedom of their physical expression so beautiful. It's not happening in a vacuum. It's happening within the secure walls of commitment. The love they share is protected. This is why the woman warns her friends, the daughters of Jerusalem, multiple times, do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. It's a caution against rushing into intimacy. Love has its own timing, its own season. It's a powerful fire that needs to be handled with care. It flourishes best within the fireplace of commitment, which we understand as marriage. Outside of that, it can burn the house down. So, on the most basic level, the Song of Solomon gives us a blueprint for a healthy, holistic human love. It is physical, emotional, and committed. It is full of praise, longing, and security. It's a picture of what marriage is intended to be: a joyful, passionate, and exclusive union of two people who are captivated by each other. But the book also shows us that love is a journey. It's not a static state of being. It has seasons of growth, challenge, and deepening maturity. The poems are not necessarily in chronological order, but we can see a progression in their relationship. We see the beginning stages of courtship. There's an excitement, a sense of discovery. She is aware of his gaze on her, and she is both shy and bold. He pursues her. She responds. There's a playful back and forth, a chase. They are learning about each other, drawn together by an undeniable attraction. This is the spring of their love, full of blossoms and new life. Then we see moments of struggle and separation. The dream sequences are key here. In one, she hears him knocking at her door late at night. She hesitates to get up, and by the time she opens the door, he is gone. She panics and runs through the streets looking for him, only to be found and beaten by the city watchman. This isn't a literal account of a fight. It's a poetic expression of the anxieties that can come with love. It speaks to misunderstandings, misconnections, and the pain of feeling distant from the one you love. These passages make the Song of Solomon so much more realistic. Love is not a fairy tale where everything is perfect all the time. Real relationships have moments of friction, distance, and the hard work of seeking each other out again. The woman's persistent search for her beloved, even after being hurt, shows the resilience of their love. She doesn't give up, she keeps looking for him. This tells us that love requires effort. It requires forgiveness. It requires us to keep pursuing connection even when it feels difficult. The journey continues to the consummation and union of their love. Many see the central part of the book as a description of their wedding night. The imagery is rich and beautiful. He invites her to come away with him. He calls her his bride. She invites him into her garden, a clear metaphor for her body and her sexuality. She says, "Let my beloved come into his garden and taste its choice fruits." This is a celebration of sexual intimacy within marriage. It's presented not as a necessary duty or a shameful act, but as a joyful and holy culmination of their love. It is a moment of complete mutual giving and receiving. The language is poetic and respectful, never crude. It treats this intimate act with the wonder and reverence it deserves. For a book in the Bible to speak so openly and positively about sexual pleasure within marriage is revolutionary. And it affirms that this part of human experience is not separate from our spiritual life. It is a part of it, a good gift from the Creator. Finally, we see the love mature. The later poems have a different feel from the early ones. There's a deeper confidence, a settled security. The praise for each other continues, but it comes from a place of long knowing, not just initial infatuation. The challenges they have faced have not broken them, they have made their bond stronger. This leads to the climax of the entire book, a powerful statement on the nature of love itself. She says, "Set me as a seal over your heart, as a seal on your arm, for love is as strong as death, its jealousy unyielding as the grave. It burns like blazing fire, like a mighty flame. Many waters cannot quench love, rivers cannot sweep it away. If one were to give all the wealth of one's house for love, it would be utterly scorned." This is the thesis statement of the Song of Solomon. True love is the most powerful force in the human experience. It is as final and absolute as death. It is persistent, passionate, and indestructible. It is more valuable than any amount of money. This isn't the fleeting feeling of a crush. This is a tested, committed, all-encompassing love. This is the goal of the journey. It's the kind of love that lasts a lifetime, a love that reflects something eternal. Now, with this solid foundation of human love, we can ask the other question. Why have so many people throughout history seen this book as an allegory for God's love? It's because the Bible itself uses this same metaphor over and over again. In the Old Testament, God frequently describes his relationship with his people, Israel, as a marriage. He is the faithful husband, and Israel is his often unfaithful bride. The prophet Hosea was commanded to marry a promiscuous woman as a living, breathing illustration of God's heartbroken but relentless love for his people. Isaiah and Jeremiah also use this language. God's love for his people is not a cold, contractual agreement. It is a passionate, personal, and jealous love. He longs for their affection. He is grieved by their turning away. The New Testament picks up this theme and applies it to Jesus in the church. Paul, in Ephesians 5, talks about husbands and wives, and then reveals he is talking about a greater mystery, Christ in the church. The book of Revelation ends with the marriage supper of the Lamb, where the church, the bride, is finally and fully united with Christ, the bridegroom. So, when we read the Song of Solomon, it's not a huge leap to see echoes of this divine romance. The intense longing of the woman for her beloved can mirror the soul's longing for God. The searching in the night can represent our own spiritual seasons of feeling distant from him, and the desperate need to find him again. The beloved's persistent pursuit of the woman shows us a God who is not passive, but who actively seeks us out, who delights in us, who calls us his own. Viewing the song through this lens doesn't erase its literal meaning. it enhances it. This is a both-and situation, not an either-or. The book is about human marriage, and because human marriage was designed by God, it serves as a beautiful picture of a greater spiritual reality. C.S. Lewis talked about how earthly pleasures are faint echoes of the ultimate joy found in God. In the same way, the passionate, committed love between a husband and wife is a shadow of the ultimate love story between God and his people. When the beloved says, "You have stolen my heart, my sister, my bride, you have stolen my heart with one glance of your eyes," we can see a beautiful picture of how God sees us. To him, we are not just creatures or servants. We are his beloved. He delights in us. His love for us is not based on our performance, but on his own passionate, unchanging character. This allegorical understanding helps us make sense of the intensity of the language. Love is as strong as death. Human love is powerful, yes, but it can be broken. People fall out of love. Betrayal happens. Death itself separates even the most devoted lovers. But God's love truly is as strong as death. In fact, it's stronger. Jesus conquered death to save his bride. God's love is the one love that many waters cannot quench, that rivers cannot sweep away. It is the ultimate reality of which all human love is just a reflection. So, what does this ancient book of poetry teach us today? It teaches us some very practical and profound things about love in our own lives. First, it teaches us to value both the physical and the emotional in our relationships. Our culture often tries to separate them. We are told to pursue physical pleasure without emotional commitment, or we are led to believe that a spiritual connection is all that matters. The Song of Solomon says no. True intimacy involves the whole person. We need to cultivate both. We should speak words of affirmation and praise to our partners, appreciating their physical beauty. And we must also cultivate a deep soul-level friendship, sharing our fears, our dreams, our inner worlds. Second, it teaches us the importance of communication. The man and woman in the song are constantly talking to each other. They are expressing their feelings, their desires, their admiration. How often do we let the business of life crowd this out? We assume our partner knows we love them. The song encourages us to be vocal, to be specific, to be poetic. You don't have to compare your wife's hair to a flock of goats, but you can find your own ways to express how you see her, what you cherish about him. The words build intimacy. They reinforce the bond. Third, it teaches us wisdom and patience in love. That repeated warning, "do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires," is one of the most important lines in the book for our modern world. It's a call to protect the sacredness of romantic and sexual love. It's a powerful argument against a culture that says you should follow your feelings wherever they lead as quickly as possible. The song suggests that love is like a delicate plant. It needs the right conditions to grow. It needs time. It needs the safety of commitment to truly blossom. It urges us to build the fireplace of a committed covenant before we light the powerful fire of physical intimacy. Fourth, it gives us a high view of marriage. It shows marriage not as a boring duty or a mere social contract, but as a vibrant, passionate, and joyful adventure. It's a garden to be explored, a feast to be enjoyed. It's a safe harbor in a chaotic world. It reminds us that the love within a marriage is meant to be exclusive, celebrated, and protected. It is something worth fighting for, worth investing in, worth prioritizing. Finally, and most importantly, the Song of Solomon points us beyond human love to the source of all love. It gives us a new language to understand God's heart for us. We can sometimes think of God as a distant, stern judge. This book shows us a different side of his character. It shows us the lover who pursues us, the bridegroom who delights in his bride. It tells us that the deepest desire of the human heart for love and belonging is ultimately a desire for him. When we feel that ache of loneliness, that longing for a soulmate, it is an echo of the deeper ache for union with our Creator. The Song of Solomon validates that longing. It tells us that we are made for an epic romance. The love we find with another person is a wonderful gift, a taste of that romance here on earth. But it is not the ultimate fulfillment. It is a signpost pointing to the one love that will never fail, never fade, and never be quenched. The love that is truly as strong as death. So, this strange little book is a gift. It's a practical guide to loving well in our human relationships. It's an affirmation of the goodness of our bodies, our emotions, and the covenant of marriage. And it is a beautiful poetic window into the greatest love story of all time, the passionate, relentless, and eternal love of God for his people. It teaches us that love is not just a feeling, it is a commitment, it is a celebration. And it is the most powerful and beautiful thing in the universe.